Paul Moskowitz.
Actually, this has been, I've brought, I'm really impressed. We've got some great talent here. Who knows who does the talent? So, for those of you who don't know me, I know it's hard to figure. It's hard to imagine people don't know who I am. But I'm Paul Moskowitz. It's my wife Susan over here. See, I told you they were
Launching bad
we've been members here since 1988, so that's like 22 years that I've seen most of you on average twice a year. So, this is actually, I think, the third time that I've done comedy here. Anybody seen me before? Well, I want you guys to know it's actually become a little bit of a hobby of mine, and I really didn't want to say anything until the contracts were signed, but I just got to deal with the Comedy Channel. Now, it's actually not through the Comedy Channel, it's through Verizon. I get like 500 channels and all. But I'm really excited about it. So, about a year ago, Nancy Costa asked me if I would do comedy. And there's Nancy. God bless Nancy. When people say God bless, they generally don't really mean it. But, so, about a year ago, Nancy asked me if I would do comedy. And I'm thinking, if you ever want to ask anybody to do a favor for you, you ask them about a year out. Because I'm thinking 2010. I mean, who knows if I'll even still be a member?
That hurts.
Yeah. So anyway, I've known for months that I had to do this. So when did I write this bit? Well, I would have been Shabbat, so let's say yesterday. So I did yesterday. And some people do their best work right before it's due. I do my only work right before it's due. So I've actually been a religious school teacher here for about 7 or 8 years. And my favorite class to teach is actually 7th grade Shabbat morning. And you think, is that because the material, the kids are really eager to learn, or I'm working with just a great co-teacher? No, it's because your kids shower first. I mean, just imagine what it's like to be locked in a classroom with a bunch of kids who just came out like this, just smell like they came out of gym class. So, you guys do have to laugh at that, of course, because I control the grades, but one of the things that I really do hate, though, about teaching now, and this has gotten to be a bigger deal since I've gotten older, is I can't get up and go to the bathroom. So, I'm locked in the classroom with these kids for an hour, and I'm like, I have to go to the bathroom. And I've gotten a little bit older, and that's become more and more important. It used to be, when I was younger, you could name a city, and I could name where you should go eat. I can tell you the best restaurant there. Now you name an interstate, I'll name the rest stops. So, and speaking about rest stops, we just finished Passover. And I don't want to get too personal, but everybody gotten back on schedule? If you think about it, matzah is made with flour and water. Those are like the two ingredients they make paste out of, right? So, it gives a whole new meaning to let my people go. Now, one of the advantages, though, of being a Hebrew school teacher is I've gotten much more familiar with our people's history. And it turns out that there are many biblical examples of constipation. That's right. Noah was at sea for 40 days and 40 nights, and all he passed was water. Moses went up Mount Sinai and took 2 tablets. King David sat on a throne for 40 years. And King Solomon, neither heaven nor earth could move him. But, constipation is kind of a strange word. I like what the Germans call it. Far from poop. So,